Hey guys, happy Monday. Kind of hate that I just said that, but whatever. Today I'm going to talk about traveling for IVF treatment, and really for frozen embryo transfer, because with donor egg IVF, I don't actually do the IVF part, just do the transfer part. So I live in Iowa and my fertility clinic is in California. So in these COVID times, I had to travel out there, and California has a 10-day quarantine, or at least did when I was traveling. I'm not really up to date on what their current recommendation is, especially if you're already vaccinated. But anyways, there was a 10-day quarantine. So once we found out that we were good to go, good to start our transfer prep, we basically flew out there right away to get started, because there's not, once they started with the prep, there's not really any 10-day period that they could work in to be quarantining and prepping for transfer at the same time. So basically that meant that we just had to get out there, start our quarantine, get tested, and then start transfer prep, which is about 3 weeks long. Now, you may know from my videos, if you've watched in order, that I had to have a hysteroscopy in between, so that restarted transfer prep. So that put us out in California for several weeks. And, unluckily, this was all because of COVID. Otherwise, we could be monitoring back at my OBGYN office at home and then come out to California closer to the transfer and just do it that way and not have to stay out there the whole time. So because of COVID, we had to stay out there longer. But also because of COVID, I was already working from home anyway, and my work was fine with me just taking my computer with me and working out there. So, and same deal with my husband. My husband doesn't work from home, but he can work from home. He just prefers to go into the office. So, so he was able to back up and work from home too. So what we did is we got an Airbnb that had, space that we could both set up a workplace and then also do, everything that we needed to do to live out there for several weeks, like kitchen, laundry, all that stuff, parking, all the above. So, yeah, we just kind of packed up and moved out here. It's not quite what I imagined when I first started working at this clinic, because that was before COVID started, and that's just, realistics of how long IVF and donor IVF can take, is that, there's waiting on each step, there's stuff that can go wrong, there could be a global pandemic, but they still try to make things happen and do make things happen. So yeah, I just didn't get what I thought I was gonna get in terms of what the going out for transfer would be like. I thought we'd be getting like a vacation out there, and I've heard people, or not heard, but read people posting about this in some online groups. And then I'm on a Reddit group, and all of her friends are, and even some family members are saying like, oh, enjoy your vacation out for IVF. And like, did I have a terrible time in California? No. But was it a vacation? Also no. It's hard. Even, a lot of people objectively would say that California is nicer than Iowa. And The weather was perfect. I got to miss some winter months in Iowa. Loved that. But, you know, Iowa is my home, and being away from my own bed, my own setup, was hard. And, you know, not that I've been seeing family and friends a bunch during the pandemic, but being further away from that is tough. Being away from my dog was probably the worst part. And the Airbnb we're staying in, it wasn't that much smaller than the condo that I live in right now, but the condo that I live in right now has more separate rooms, and this one is an open concept, which is kind of hard to be in a quarantine situation, especially, you know, when we're working, and, you know, love my husband. Obviously, I'm sure everyone can relate to this. You love your partner, you love your family. Also, being in a situation where you're spending a high percentage of your time at home, such as working and, you know, not being able to socialize with other people or even go to a different location for a lot of the day, is hard, especially when there's like the only like door to close for a different room was for the bathroom. So yeah, that was difficult, and packing was kind of difficult, because, like, other than being on my phone, which I try not to be on my phone all the time, but especially with COVID kind of failing at that, my main source of entertainment was books, and those are kind of hard to pack. I tried to get a new Kindle because I realized my Kindle had broken, but then like it didn't come in time, and then I was like, I like reading the paper books better anyway, so that was hard to get all packed. And then when I was coming back, I had a bunch of medications, like those are kind of hard to pack too. I coincidentally experienced with what the internet would call a capsule wardrobe, because I didn't bring a bunch of clothes. I just brought like about 3 outfits and like 2 sets of pajamas and just rotated those in and out. And I can do it, it's fine. But when I got back after roughly 2 months, I was just desperate to wear different clothes, and a lot of the clothes that I brought with me, I like really haven't worn since I've gotten back, because I'm just like, I look at them and I'm like, no, too many times. I only brought 1 sweatshirt because I didn't realize how much I would get cold in California, and now I'm just like considering getting rid of it just because it was, just wore that sweatshirt too many times, you know? So yeah, that's pandemic travel for you. I'm wondering, you know, it's just a constantly evolving situation. When we went out there, vaccines, you know, were out, but I couldn't get one, just logistically was not available to me. You know, now in the state that I live in, everyone has access to get one. So just changing all the time and making it easier to travel. So I wonder how that changes the quarantine guidelines, and just, yeah, it's just hard to predict what anything's going to be like within a month or 2 months. Things can obviously change a lot, and I think I'm beating a dead horse by saying that. But anyways, I just wanted to wax poetic about my experience traveling for our transfer and transfer prep. Let me know if you've had a similar experience at all, or if you have any questions that I didn't cover here. Just sharing about what's going on and what that was like. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again next week.